Clervaux is in the north of Luxembourg, Luxembourg being a relatively small country of about 650,000 inhabitants. As we travel north, about 60 kilometers north of Luxembourg City, we find Clervaux and the surrounding areas. The tour of today with my drone will take you around parts of Clervaux, including the Abbey and also the school Lycée Steichen and the golf course Upper Esselborn. As we start our tour of Clervaux, the first thing we come across is the Majestic Abbey of Saint-Maurice de Clervaux. It has an imposing position overlooking the town of Clervaux below it. It was built in 1909 to 1910 in the neo-romantic style. As we look around, we see the Clervaux city, the cathedral, and the 15th/16th century castle that we'll visit a bit later in this video. You will see that Clervaux is in a valley, and as we rise up to see more of the beautiful abbey, you can see the beautiful Eislek region, noted by the fantastic green scenery of the trees and the fields around of this luxurious place. There's a glimpse of Lycée Steichen in the distance. Let's have a look as we fly towards it. Lycée Steichen opened its doors in 2018 and it composes of a national section and an international section following the European schools curriculum. In the national system they have the Classique, the Général and the VP, known as the Voie de Préparation system. The school will be expanding over the next several years with a student population of perhaps as many as 1,600. At present, we're looking at 650. You will see it's built right next to the train line, the L10 line that goes straight south as we swing around to the south, down towards Luxembourg City. Up there you will see Royle and the primary section of Lycée Steichen's international section, as we come back round to see the rest of the beautiful Clervaux city and the Abbey. As we fly over Lycée Steichen, you can maybe see all of the solar panels on the roof. This kind of is in line with the 21st century aspect, as Lycée Steichen is known as the 21st century school. Every child has an iPad, and technology is at the center of the learning. But as we all know, it's not just technology, it's how it is used that makes the difference. In December 1944 was the Battle of Clervaux, one of the first actions of the Battle of the Bulge. Clervaux was defended valiantly by an American force, and they managed to slow down the German advance. The aims of the Battle of the Bulge was one last attack or attempt to get to the port of Antwerp. are in the middle of Clervaux, and we can now see the Clervaux Castle. This castle originally dates back to the 12th century, however it was greatly expanded in the 15th and 16th centuries. It was used in the Battle of Clervaux as its defensive structure, and it was damaged, but it has been rebuilt and returned to its former glory. It houses the Family of Man exhibition, and this is the lifetime work of the photographer, the Luxembourg-American photographer Edward Steichen, who gives the name to the school in Clervaux. It also has the museum of the Battle of the Bulge. Both are worth visiting. Clervaux very much has the feel of a holiday destination. In front of you, you can see the Cathedral of Clervaux. The River Clervaux flows parallel to the L10 train line as we're looking north, and the next stop being the Trois Vierges. You can see where students of Lycée Edward Steichen can spend their free time. That little block in the distance, well, not so much the distance now as we are about to fly over it, is a fantastic swimming pool. The school itself is surrounded in nature. In the distance is the Clervaux train station. Pupils can arrive in a variety of ways to the school, and here's a train coming down from Trois Vierges. Let's say goodbye to Lycée Edward Steichen and Clervaux for now, and go back up to the top towards Esselborn and the beautiful abbey and the surrounding forests. Also up in Essenborn, less than a 5-minute drive from Clervaux, is the golf club. It is a magnificent course, but hilly to say the least. We'll begin by having a quick look at the first and the second holes. This is the first hole, Mind the Water, on the right. And you can see, stood on the first green, you can see for kilometers around, you can see Hosingen, Marnach. The second is a beautiful par 5, the hardest hole on the course. The course has been sculpted into the woodlands. It is, I believe, to be 30 years old, having opened in 1991. Everybody in the clubhouse and the pro shop are magnificent and so kind. You'll often see me on the golf course after work, trying to get in maybe just a quick 9. The front 9 aren't as hilly as the back 9. We're coming round to the back 9 now. That's them over there. This is the par 5-7. Very narrow. I'm often in the woods, out of bounds to the left. Then we have a lovely short and fairly straightforward par 4-8, but you've got to watch the water, which is coming into view now. The final hole on the 9th is a par 5, not the longest, but it's very hilly. You see the ravine down there. There's the 10th, a little par 3. There's the clubhouse with amazing dinners and a little hotel as well attached to it. As we pan round, you can see the driving range. This cheeky little par 3 is from an elevated tee. It's always lovely seeing where your ball lands, hoping for that hole-in-one. It's yet to happen for me. As many bogeys as I've had pars, but I have had a birdie. There's a closer view of the clubhouse, the hotel and the restaurant structure as we go round to the front 9, as you can see. The Luxembourg, Ardennes and the Isleck, well, this is just typical scenery of it. It's a long walk from the 10th down to the par 5 11th, and there you can see now a long, hilly par 5, my least favourite hole on the course, bar none. You have to hit a good drive, then you're unlikely to be on level ground. You then have to hit a very good second shot and a good third shot. I might have had one par in all my rounds. And this is all of the back 9. The little village in the distance is Essenborn. Well, as we return back to the starting point, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Tom's Tours, and maybe I'll produce more in this Luxembourg series depending on what people think of them. This is a beautiful city, and it's also the city where I work. Anyway, until the next video, ciao for now.